Get Coin Mac here, and the one, the only, Michael Harris.
What is going down?
It's going. It's going, man.
Tired, man. I'm in the process
Me
of
too.
moving locations, so it's just been a busy, busy day. Very
Same
busy.
here. Same here. I have not been sleeping well. It's probably because I've been eating like shit. That's my problem. Just
I hear
always eating
that.
terribly.
Yep.
There's a lot of things kind of going on this week. It's kind of more of the same old, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
The world's crazy, man. We're in the ring of fire, so just roll with the
Run in a
punches.
ring of fire.
Stay alert, stay alive.
I wish. I feel like the world is just burning, and we're watching it
is.
slowly going.
Yeah. It
Make
is.
your old what was Barbara saying? Make your own cold and flu medications by putting sweet gum tree balls in 100% alcohol base and let it set until you need to strain it. If you drink the whole bottle 100%, you won't care. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
She put that early on, and I was like, okay, all right. That's made some of the old cough medicines out there are probably still good. You could use
Castor oil, man. That's what I grew up on.
Castor oil. God, that's awful.
This is disgusting.
My mom used to have this one that was a tree bark that she would make, and it was like had brandy in it. It was like all your cares go away. You take that. It's just amazing, man. But I don't know. Like I'm trying to just not worry about the world, but what I really feel like is going on is this video. Like this is me watching the world, and it's absolutely funny to show the rest of you. So here it is. Let's check this out.
What is that?
That's me. That's a grasshopper getting electrocuted, and then that's me slowly moving away from the world as it's just burning itself up.
Save it.
That's what I feel like half the time. That's what I feel like the world is doing to me. It's just burning my brains.
We're just watching it from our phones, and half people live in La La Land, and they're not paying attention. And I know social media is an escape. We all understand it. You don't want everything on social media to be doom and gloom and bullcrap drama all the time. But some people literally are not paying attention to what's going on around them. And they're going to be the ones that get caught up, and they're going to be taken by surprise. Be like, what's going on? And people like us are going to be like, we told you.
Yeah.
We knew it.
The world is slowly burning, and we're just watching it go. That's where we are today.
Yeah. It's a slow process, but hey, stay alert. Stay alive.
Stay alert and stay alive. Yeah.
Stay alert, stay alive.
Wanted to make sure we waited a little bit before we got in there. So I guess to do a happy video, I wanted to show this pupper.
I need it. I'm not too happy.
He wanted to take his chance, right? He's going to take his chance.
No one can see it.
Yeah. I wanted to replay it. There you go. He's going to take that chance, man. He was going for it. Oh,
my dogs don't watch TV, man.
I wish I had a dumb dog like that, but my dog's smart.
Yeah, I put stuff on TV, like they have this dog TV on YouTube.
And they have a dog TV?
Yeah, it's called Dog TV on YouTube, and it's just a whole bunch of dog stuff. It's called Dog TV. And they have dog music. Did you know they have that?
No, and now that you said that, I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah, and certain tones and everything for dogs. So say your dog has high anxiety, and you and your wife are going to the grocery store.
Oh, man. Okay, hang on.
Yeah. It's called Dog TV. It's all happy stuff.
I'm gonna share this because
yeah, a little bit of Dog TV. I'm surprised nobody else knows about this.
Dog TV, like there's a 24-hour dog channel.
See,
that you can watch. Let's check this out.
It's on Dog TV. That's what I put on for my dogs.
It's just a human touching another dog.
Yeah, they get their attention, keep them occupied, and keep their anxiety down when you're gone. And they play sounds and tones and music. And it helps. I put that on.
Okay.
Yeah. You see? And this is all calming music for them.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Okay, so that's cool. I
Yeah,
didn't
dog
I didn't
TV.
think of that. Maybe I should do that with mine. My dog has anxiety when I leave the house.
Yeah, try it. It works. Another thing you can get for your dog when you leave the house, one of dog
Yeah, what
cameras.
is it? So there's TV for dogs. Oh, here we go. Got squirrel TV.
Mhm.
Squirrel and pigeon.
Yeah, and it's for dogs, though. I mean, you put it on and your dogs are looking at the squirrel and they're like,
My luck is my dog would attack the TV trying to get it and just duck.
yeah, mine won't. They won't even look at it. They just sleep.
They're like,
But
"Nah, it's alright. It's alright."
they do get their little separation anxiety, especially my chihuahua. She hates it when I leave.
Yeah, I get that.
She goes insane when I come home. Like, she acts like I've been gone for like 20 years. I've only been gone 5 minutes. I was out front.
Apparently, Teresa knew about dog TV, and I didn't. I've
Hmm.
never even heard of dog TV until
Dog
now.
TV is great.
And Crazy Days is like, yeah, I like it. I
Hmm.
love it. I think that maybe it would work for, certain children too. That would probably work. Just, like,
Yeah,
watching that and be a very sensory videos. I've seen sensory videos, that works too, if you've never done
yeah.
those.
They have so many videos. If you got a kid that's autistic,
Mm.
ADHD, everything. Sounds and colors. I mean, the stuff works. If you have ADHD as an adult, they have things for
Yeah,
adult
they got the
ADHD.
sensory thing that
Hmm.
helps. The reason I was bringing up the whole dogs thing is that, pit bulls are being banned in the UK. Uh,
Mm.
Rishi Sunak came out and was like, "No more pit bulls. No more pit bulls." And obviously, nobody likes that. Nobody likes the idea of the government banning your dog. So, this is kind of the report of it, of why they're gonna do it in the first place.
A man recalls the harrowing moment he was rescued after being trapped inside a cave for days. A killer roams free for
Wait, that's the
months
wrong
after
one.
a murder is mistaken for a suicide. And see the terrifying moments in Alabama.
That is the wrong video. Why would you put that on there? That was supposed to be the Pitbull thing. Thanks, ABC. You ruined it for me. Anyway,
Yeah.
so American XL Pitbull bully dogs are to be banned in the UK by the end of the year. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said Friday. There have been a string of attacks involving the canine breed, and including a fatal one in Staffordshire, England. So,
Hmm.
in a statement, the West Midlands Ambulance Service said a male victim had sustained multiple life-threatening injuries and was in critical condition after an attack by a suspected XL bully dog. American XL bully dogs is a danger to our community, particularly our children. I share the nation's horror, and at recent videos we've been seeing. Yesterday, we saw another suspected XL bully dog a dog attack, which was tragically led to a fatality. So this is his video statement. That's what I was looking for, was the video statement.
Yeah, it's never the dog. It's always
Yeah.
the owner. It's how you train your dog. Cause my mom owns a big old pit bull, and he's a big goofball. He
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt anybody. Are they protective? Yes, but would they just go off and hurt someone? No.
No, I mean, it's how they've been bred for the
Mhm.
longest time, and a lot of that has to do with breeding. So here's the Rishi Sunak's
The
statement.
American XL bully dog is a danger to our communities, particularly our children. I share the nation's horror at the recent videos we've all seen. Yesterday, we saw another suspected XL bully dog attack, which has tragically led to a fatality. It's clear this is not about a handful of badly trained dogs. It's a pattern of behaviour, and it cannot go on. While owners already have a responsibility to keep their dogs under control, I want to reassure people that we are urgently working on ways to stop these attacks and protect the public. Today, I have tasked ministers to bring together police and experts to firstly define the breed of dog behind these attacks, with a view to then outlawing it. It is not currently a breed defined in law, so this vital first step must happen fast. We will then ban the breed under the Dangerous Dogs Act, and new laws will be in place by the end of the year. These dogs are dangerous. I want to reassure the public that we will take all necessary steps to keep people safe.
That was his statement. I actually don't know what breeds are considered dangerous in the UK. I'm gonna look that up as we
I
go.
mean, I hate it when these draconian politicians use the word "keep the citizens safe."
Right?
I don't need people suits like him to keep me safe. I can take care of
Mhm.
myself, and most citizens around the world can take care of themselves. It is not their job to keep us safe
Oh, according
unless
to them,
there's
it is.
an outside threat, someone
Right.
attacking or doing something like that, some other country, foreign country. But he needs to go sit his posh butt down.
Right. So the Dangerous Dog Act in 1991 is an act of Parliament in the United Kingdom that prohibits or restricts certain types of dogs and codifies the criminal offense of owning a dog of any breed to be dangerous or out of control. It introduced in August 1991 following a series of fatal dog attacks on humans, mainly focusing on American Pit Bull Terriers. So it's not in any different from what they already have. They're just expanding what they consider to be those dogs. I wonder if there's any other dogs, specific breeds. So Pit Bull Terrier, Japanese Tosa, a Doggo
Chihuahuas.
Argentino, and a Filio.
Look
That
at that
is
dog.
okay. That does not look like a
That's like a
dangerous
hound
dog. What the hell, man? What is that?
because of the size of it.
Okay,
Let
that one,
somebody come over here and say that dog doesn't look dangerous.
Tosa Inu. I don't know what a Tosa Inu is. So that dog is one that's banned. Pit Bull Terrier. I mean, that's obvious. The Doggo Argentino is currently banned, and this one is currently. Why this one though? This one looks harmless.
Well, statistically speaking, the government, we got statistics and everything else on these breeds.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog. I don't know,
Let
Susan, if you're
somebody
talking about this
say,
one, but yeah.
let somebody come out and say Siberian Huskies are dangerous now. You
Right.
come to my house and try to take my dog from me. It's going to be a shootout in his
Huskies
mind.
are not dangerous. They're just
I
fucking
know,
annoying.
but all it takes is to start just like that. Not just like in the UK. Do you think
Yeah.
everybody that owns a pitty or a bully, that dog has attacked someone or is dangerous? It's no different than gun violence, right?
Yeah,
It's the
it's true.
same thing
It's
they're
the same
trying to
thing.
do. Okay, we got one or two dogs that attack somebody. Now we're gonna ban the whole breed. Yeah, we got a couple nutcases that go out here and do mass shootings. Now we just want to ban everybody from having it. It's the
Right.
same concept. So all it takes is say a Siberian Husky attacks for some reason, which they don't. Huskies don't, but say they did.
You know what,
They
Connie? That's actually right. It does look like McGruff the crime dog, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then they'd say something like, "Oh, we're gonna ban Huskies," and what I'm saying is, I own a Husky,
Yeah.
and let somebody come in here talking about you got to give up your dog. Well, you're gonna give up your life first.
Yeah, you're not taking my dog.
Yeah, you're gonna give up
This
your
is
life.
when I hear American like XL bully dog, this is probably what I imagine is this beefy boy.
Yeah, what is that dog gonna do?
Beefy.
It's harmless.
Look at this dude.
But it's still look, man. That dog is not aggressive. It's
That is a
not.
beefy dude.
It's about how you raise your dogs. And now, can you have those breeds that especially if you inbred a dog?
Yeah.
Yes, you could have problems. But if a dog's not inbred and you get the dog from a breeder, and a lot of breeders do understand that you can't inbreed, you don't get violent dogs. It's the trainers, it's the owners that make them violent. My little chihuahuas.
Oh, okay. So I read more into what they're talking about, which dog. It's not an actual pit bull. What they're actually talking about, according to the report, is bulldogs, American bulldogs.
What?
Yeah, that's the dog they're talking about right now. They're not talking about pit bulls. They're talking about bulldogs.
An American
Bulldog.
bulldog is not even violent to me. I mean,
I know.
maybe because
apparently
I've been around people that's owned them, and I've been around good owners who the dogs, even if strangers come around, dogs can sense people with bad intentions. So maybe blame the guy that got attacked by the dog.
I thought they were doing pit bulls, but no, they already banned pit bulls. What they're doing is the American bulldog. See, that clears things up so much for me in this reporting because it didn't make sense to me. I thought they were talking about pit bulls, but no, they already banned pit bulls. They're talking about bulldogs,
Oh,
American bulldog.
now they want bulldogs. Chihuahuas are more violent than American bulldogs.
Yeah. So I actually got the perfect picture for this after doing
My
this
dang
search.
Chihuahua, man, she'll attack you.
I know, right? Chihuahuas are mean.
Yeah, she's
Dude.
mean. She is.
So
very
they're trying to
mean.
ban this dude.
Look at his face, poor thing.
Look at his stupid face.
It's not stupid.
I mean, maybe this guy. I get that one. But like this guy, no.
No. He looks human.
He's just so dangerous. But then this guy is like, nah, he's just gonna eat your chicken.
He looks human.
This guy's, and then look at this little baby. Come on, as a
Like,
cutie.
are you serious?
Yeah, but yeah, the American Bulldog. That's what they're talking about now. So I read that wrong. I thought that's what they were talking about was pit bulls. But apparently not. I think most people thought they were talking about pit bulls, but they were talking about American Bulldogs.
But let me go back to my Chihuahua before people think, didn't bro just say something about us the owner? No, I don't train my dog to be like that. She's just very protective over me, like very, very protective. Now, if once she gets to know you, you're fine. But if she just meets you for the first time, she will try to bite your ankles, and she's really good at it.
Oh, okay. So now I have a proper picture. So I thought it was like that one. I had to like, this is how terrible their explanation of what they're trying to ban is it's actually this guy they're trying to ban.
Oh yeah, no kidding. That thing he looks terrifying.
This dude, this is the one they're talking about.
It does look terrifying. What are they going to do with them all? That's the question.
So yeah, I was right about that video. So like it's that beefy dude from before.
Okay, so what are they going to do? They're going to round them all up. They're going to go door to door. They're going to figure out where these dogs live, because you do have to register your dog in most cases. You know, they know where your dogs live. They're just going to round them up, and then what? What if the dog is actually harmless? They're, like I said, it's the same with gun confiscation. What if the dog is just? What if the dog is blind, old, blind, can barely bark, can barely talk, and it's just living life his last few years on this earth? They're just gonna round them up, no teeth. They're gonna round them up and just be like, all right, we're gonna take your dog. This dog, right?
Yeah, that dog right there.
Yeah, the one that just came up and licked my face. You know, that one, that really nice dog over there. We're gonna take it from you because they're illegal. No.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get out of my house, or I'm gonna take your life.
Well, it is England, so
they're the same people you just beat the snot out of them.
It's the same place that are like banning knives because they have a knife problem.
Hey, silly girl. Hey, Carol. Oh, Carol's been here.
Yeah, they've been here. Anyway, so yeah, they're going to be banning the dogs, and obviously it's become a meme-ified thing. People are making fun of them. It's like, oh, you're scared of dogs. It's like, once I like realize what dog they're talking about, it's like, okay, that makes a little more sense. I mean, I could see that. It's like it looks aggressive, but I mean, just because it looks aggressive doesn't mean it is aggressive. You know,
I can make my Chihuahua look aggressive.
Yeah, Chihuahuas are always aggressive.
I mean, I can make her look aggressive. If I really wanted my Chihuahua and my Husky to look aggressive, I can make them look aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Like my dog is one of the goofiest ones out there, and he's just a retriever, right? And he just has a really big bark. That's it. Like he'll bark at people and bark at other dogs, but all he wants to do is play. That's it. He doesn't want to do anything else other than play, but he sounds super aggressive when he does it. But it's not his fault. That's just the way he is. I mean, owners got to take responsibility for how their dogs are acting and how they're treating, and not being able to read your dog is one of the big things. Like understanding dog body language.
You know, it's kind of extreme to just outlaw them. Why can't they say, hey, when your dog's in public, you need to put a muzzle on your dog?
Yeah.
You know, there are measures. There are things you can do. Hey, if you have one of these dogs, they have to be neutered or spayed. You know, that tones them down a little bit. But the outright just outlaw them, that's a little extreme, man.
That's true. I saw that. So I don't know, like Silly Girl's bringing this up, but did you see the AOC shout down that she was getting by her constituent?
Good. It's the Great Awakening, baby. It's part of the Great Awakening. I love it. You know me. We've been talking about the Great Awakening for years.
Talking about like how they were going to help all these immigrants, right? And then she was just absolutely manhandled by the constituents.
Oh yeah, people were tired. I mean, the same thing when they interviewed that guy, that New Yorker on the street, and he was talking about it like, we can't afford nothing, and you know, they're giving all these people all this money, we can barely afford things, and we're struggling to pay our bills. And it's true, we're struggling to pay our rent, we're struggling to pay our mortgage, we're struggling to buy groceries, we're keeping our head barely above water. But then you get these people that come over here and they're giving what, $2,200 a month.
Yeah,
just here you go. Oh, let's send
Okay,
more
yeah,
money
I
to
got that video.
Ukraine. Let's send more money here. While the American people, and this is why American people are waking up, and this is why we keep talking about the Great Awakening, because
Right.
more and more people, left and right, are seeing
Yep.
this. The smart ones are, not the smooth brains. The smooth
Yeah,
brains just go
smooth
along to
brains
get
are not
along.
getting it. Yeah, okay, so here's the video, just so we're on the same page.
Yes, and ultimately, I think that there are 3 points of consensus here that are very important in getting a solution to this issue. The first is that there is consensus here across geography and states on increased federal resources to cities and municipalities dealing with this issue. The second is to allow for work authorizations so that the folks in here can get to work and start supporting themselves as soon as possible.
He's talking about
They are
immigrants, by the way.
prevented from getting
Yeah.
jobs, they are prevented from employment, and that is part of the strain on our public systems. The faster that folks can access the work that they're asking for legally, the better we can solve this problem. And the third is extension of temporary protected status for Venezuelans, who are the largest population that are arriving here. So with that, we thank you all, and ready to wrap up?
Well, the American dream will not be bullied into submission today. We will continue to fight for the American dream. We will not be bullied.
The American dream.
Be pushed into a corner. We will fight for
That
these
made no
common
sense.
sense
I know, right?
solutions. TPS for the Venezuelans, an extension. They already have TPS. Work permits for people that just want to work for their families. Additional funding, yes, for New York City needs more funding so we can get this done. God
Right.
bless you, America. We love you.
See how phony and fake they are. They're just laughing.
Yeah.
See, and here's what I'm the more extreme kind of
Yeah.
patriotic American here out of the group, out of all 4 of us and us too. They need to be tar and feathered, and people like that need to be made an example. I'm not talking about kill them. I'm not doing that. We're not talking about that. I said they need to be scared to walk in the streets every
Yeah.
time they go out. That's just a taste. Every time these people go out in the street, they need to be shouted at. They need to be scared to walk down the street. That's part of the Great Awakening, because right there, they're just mocking the people that they were talking to. They were
Yeah.
laughing at them. They were smiling. They don't care.
Those were her constituents.
Yep.
Like, that's the insane thing about it then, is they're her constituents. The people she's supposed to represent are yelling at her.
Mm-hmm. And did she mention anything to take the burden off her constituents?
Nope.
All
Talking
she
about
talked
taking money from your hardworking paychecks to give to other
these
people that came here illegally. Yeah.
They're talking about giving jobs to these people when Americans are out here, and not all Americans, because some Americans are lazy, which we talked about before, but there are Americans out there that need jobs, that are looking for jobs, that can't get jobs, even if they're putting in,
or they're killing jobs.
They're killing jobs, and then they want to give American jobs to these people, and these companies hire these immigrants because they know what they're going to pay them is not what they're going to pay a citizen. They're not technically, they're not required to, because the employment laws technically, when it comes to pay, only applies to an American citizen.
Yep, that's true. That's true, and they are not going to. That's the thing, is they're not going to. They're not going to change the way they are. Like, people are just going to recognize what these people are. They don't care about you. They never did. They wanted your vote, and that was it. So, yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Come election time, when it's time for her to get reelected, guess what? They'll vote for her.
Every single time.
They'll vote her right back in. And not all of them, but here's what they're pushing for. They're pushing for these immigrants to vote for them, because they know their days are numbered. They know by doing this, they can get all these illegal immigrants in here, give them this, give them that, give them this. They can win their vote, and they can stay in office.
Yep. Every single time.
Americans, a lot of us ain't too bright. We see a lot of Americans vote with emotion. They don't vote with logic. It's an emotional vote. And so this is why you see people like AOC, Mitch McConnell, the rhinos, all the weak leftists. This is why you keep seeing him get reelected. And then you ask yourself, like, why did he get reelected? How?
The fact that Mitch McConnell has entered the English lexicon in any fashion is amazing to me, because all that really means is to freeze up. Right? It used to be like, the Wee's knees weak and arms are ready, the whole Slim Shady thing. It is like like the spaghetti song. It was like that's what we thought about. But now we're thinking Mitch McConnell because like that's where we're at in today's society. It's like if you freeze up, you just Mitch McConnelling in front of
And
everybody.
again, Mitch McConnell will run,
Yeah.
and a lot of the people, because they're used to him, or they're not going to know this new person that has their name on the ballot, they're going to just cast a vote for what they know. Me, I'm casting a vote for someone new. Mark my words. Well, I won't be in Texas at that time, but wherever I'm at, if there's some old fart that's been around for years on there and there's some new guy I ain't never heard of, I'm voting for the new guy. That's
Vote
what
for
I'm
the new
putting in.
people, man.
I'm
Especially
get rid of these dinosaurs in here, these rhinos. Get rid of them.
Yep. And so one of the things that they're trying really hard, and this is one of those Friday news stories that they try to bury, is the fact that prosecutors warn Trump's knowledge of Twitter search warrant could precipitate violence, court findings show, as it happened. So federal prosecutors secretly argued that informing Donald Trump about their efforts to access his Twitter account could precipitate violence, according to newly unsealed court documents. Prosecutors working for special counsel Jack Smith worried that Trump would publicly announce the search warrant or his Twitter feed, as did on Truth social platform when the Mar-a-Lago estate was searched by the FBI last year. Informing Trump about the Twitter search warrant could precipitate violence, as occurred following the public discourse of the search warrant executed at Mar-a-Lago. So they wanted to violate his rights because they were afraid it would cause violence. In their words, they were afraid it would create violence.
Even if they get rid of their Twitter, say there was violence that was going to happen. At the end of the day, watching the TV, watching the media, watching the news has the same effect.
Yeah,
they just don't want Trump telling the truth, which Trump does.
Yeah,
because the media is going to talk about it everywhere. Twitter's still going to talk about it everywhere you go. They're going to talk about it. So what is the difference between Trump talking about it and the media and everyone else spinning about it? The difference is Trump's going to tell the truth.
Yeah.
The media is not. They don't want the truth out there.
So you know how much of a Chad Trump is. Trump daring judge to impose Jack Smith gag order request. Do it, bro. Do it.
Do it.
That's what Trump's doing. Just like, do it. Do it.
Man, Jack Smith is a fraud anyway. His day's coming too.
Oh man,
look at his face. He has a stupid face.
He does have a stupid
like
face.
A punchable face.
They're trying to get Donald Trump to not speak about the trial, and they're trying to put a gag order in place, even though he is the front runner right now of the Republican Party, right? In the election for 2024, they are trying to put a gag order actively on Joe Biden's principal opponent. Brilliant. That's where the state of America is in disunity, as I would say.
And the thing is, he's not a leader, the leader in the front runner in a with a small amount. It's like a huge amount. I think the next closest one is DeSantis at like 16-17%.
And even DeSantis isn't even that popular now.
No,
I mean,
nobody wants DeSantis. Go sit
Vivek
down.
Ramaswamy is ahead of Ron DeSantis, period.
Yeah, nobody cares about him either.
Yes, I think Maxine was unplugged somewhere, and they forgot to plug her in.
Oh, the Waters.
Yeah, the Waters. You mean the insurrectionist who said that she's not surprised people aren't uprising everywhere, right? Because
get in their face.
Insurrection.
Make them uncomfortable. Get in their face. You know, that lady.
Those people.
Yeah. You know, the one calling for violence. Yeah, her.
Yeah, exactly. That's who she is. But that's the state of America, isn't it?
Let's just get it over with.
The other thing that I found surprising this week was the fact that the FDA says that cold and flu medicines don't actually work. Well, the active ingredient in these cold and flu medicines don't work. That's what they're saying.
So for all these years, so everyone that's bought this, for all these years, these decades, right, have been bamboozled. So shouldn't
Exactly.
there be some type of lawsuit?
Oh, yeah, there
You
probably
think?
is. So, the ingredient called, phenylphephrine. Man, I am really bad at this today. Is found in some Sudafed, Tylenol, Benadryl, NyQuil, and Mucinex and Theraflu products. The FDA decided to follow the panel's recommendations that I feel like what is it? Bruce Almighty. He's doing that thing, trying to say that word. Basically, that may essentially be banned for sale, forcing companies to reformulate or even remove their products from shelves. So a lot of flu products are about to be removed. The thing that really gets me is that they've known since 2006 that these products don't actually work, that this active ingredient doesn't work.
Money, man.
Right?
Hey, you know that term, snake oil salesman, right?
Yeah. So in 2022, the products with this ingredient garnered about 1.76 billion and selling 242 million packages or bottles.
That's a lot of money they owe us.
That's a lot of money.
Me, honestly, I don't take any type of medications. I'm not one of those medication people that pop pills and do shit like that.
Yeah. So
But
their next
there
move,
are people out there that do.
yep.
And
So their
people
next
that
move is to consider if they're generally recognized as safe and effective.
nothing,
Jesus.
absolutely nothing. So here's what this is what people should think about.
Yeah.
If after someone put in there that these products have been around since 1972.
Yeah.
And they were promoting, there was commercials, NyQuil, Dayquil, Sudafed, da da da
Right.
da da. And people will go out and buy them. And, oh, it makes me feel better or whatever. That should tell you a lot about any medication that they subscribe to.
Yeah.
Does it work? Is
doesn't.
it working? Or is it a mind thing? Is your body actually thinking it's working and your body's giving you a positive reaction?
Yeah.
Because the mind is a great thing. Your brain can put you in Narnia if you want it to. So if your brain is telling you that I'm
true.
feeling good, are you feeling good?
Are you?
Is it the medicine or is it just your body?
The placebo effect is pretty strong, and there's
Yes.
tons of examples of this working. That's why they do blind studies in the first place with placebos, is to see if it actually works or doesn't. And enough people believe something works, it works for them.
That's right.
It's how weird the body works. I don't know,
is
but
very
it's
true.
just the point that the constantly pharmaceutical companies lie to you and says something works when they know that it doesn't work, and they still sell it to you anyway. This isn't the first company that's done that. The big Phi, I'm not gonna finish it because I don't want to get hit.
Yeah,
The big Phi.
I know you're talking about.
You know the company I'm talking about has lost and has paid fines for dosing people with phony medication that ended up in deaths. Right? And we're not even talking about the recent thing they produced. We're talking about things in the past. And you can look up the biggest settlements were done from companies that weren't connected, but were connected. They were subsidiaries of the bigger company. And so those companies went under as part of the punishment, but not actually the overarching company. Right. So like they make these umbrella companies that take the fall for the big companies and pay the fines.
That's right.
And that's what they did.
That's like that off-brand NyQuil and Dayquil. You can get NyQuil, but you can get the one with the different name called Sleepquil. Same company,
Sleepquil.
Same everything. They change the name and give it to you at a lower price. And like Coy said, so if something goes wrong, that Sleepquil company is going to be the one to take the hit, even though it's owned by the same people. It's the same product, just a different name at a lower price. So then they hit the Sleepquil company.
Yeah.
It's all a game, man. Everything is a rich man's trick. I'm going to say it every time we're on live. Everything is a rich man's trick. Don't believe them. Don't trust them. Call them out for everything they do. This has bamboozled people across the world who have tons of this stuff in their house when they feel sick, and they've been putting this poison in their body. So if it doesn't work, what have they been putting in their body?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
What kind of things have you putting in there?
What have I been putting? What have I been putting in my body? Tell me that. Is the rest of that stuff safe? Watch it come out and say, no, it's never been safe.
Never.
You've been putting stuff in your body that causes cancer and all types of other illnesses.
So it just shows how these companies don't actually care about
Mhm.
anything that they're doing. And one of the bigger stories, I know not a lot of people are going to care about it, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Is the fact that one of the bigger game developing engines out there, Unity, which is a lot of mobile games are made with it. A lot of 2D platformers, a lot of indie games that you see on phones and everything are made with it, have decided to change the way that they were going to charge their developers. And it's not good. It's really not good. It's blowing up in the PC space and like the gaming space. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to change the way that their revenue happens. That all games that use Unity Engine will be charged 20 cents for each game installation. Once it hits the thresholds of 200,000 downloads and $200,000 in revenue, a lower charge and a higher stating threshold of 1 million in sales and 1 million in installations will be offered for higher tiers of Unity subscriptions. So most people don't, if as an indie developer, don't make that, right? Or they make free games or whatever. This also includes free games and demos on top of it. The problem here is they're not saying how they're tracking downloads. So you could literally go to some developer you dislike and hate download their thing over and over again to get charged 20 cents every single time. So it doesn't matter if somebody installs it once or installs it 10 times because it didn't work or they installed it, it hits them 20 cents every single time. So every time it's downloaded, every time it's used, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents.
Wow.
And enough people download it, that racks up for indie developers. So one time releasing could end up making you have to pay out $20,000 in a single go because that's how many people downloaded it. And small studios, or even if it's a free game, now owe $20,000 on zero profit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Get
bad.
rid of it all. We just need a blackout.
just a blackout.
Shut it all down. I don't know. You know, it's greed, man. Everything is just all about money. It's all about greed, and you know, money destroys everything, and greed destroys even more. So I don't know, but someone did say in the comments about the COVID numbers.
Yeah.
So one thing about these medications is that they come out and say it's not working because of COVID. Also, we was talking about this backstage before the show. It's all about COVID because though these medicines never cure anything, there are some things in the medication that kind of help with symptoms. We'll give it that much. But if they say these medications don't work and people don't buy the medications, now people's symptoms are even more when this new flu season comes around. So now they can say, oh, look at our numbers. We have more people coming to the hospital for treatment because we're not offering this over-the-counter stuff anymore. Now they have to go to the hospital. The hospital gets those numbers. The hospital gets money for everybody that they diagnose with this thing. And the money goes back to the government.
Yep.
It's all a game, man. Like, it's all a game with
It
our
is.
lives. With our lives
It's
at
the same
that.
thing. It's like these people are only in it for the money.
That's right.
So okay, so what's even worse about the story with Unity, right, is the CEO before this announcement and a few other executives sold a bunch of shares in the stock, knowing this was going to be a bad decision, knowing they were going to lose money. They pulled it out.
It's all greed, man.
Yeah.
Greedy.
These dudes knew they were going to do something that was going to harm the company, but they did it anyway. Oh, apparently the CEO also is the same guy that was like, hey, you know what would be great is if when you're playing Battlefield 4, is if you had to pay $1 to reload.
To reload what?
Your magazine.
So
like
every time you reload?
Yeah.
Every time you reload.
No, it wouldn't be every time. It would be like, you've been playing for like 4 hours and like, hey, you want to reload? You got to pay $1. If you're in the middle of the match, you're not going to think about it. You're like, fine, here, take the $1. Let me reload.
Yeah. Oh, wow. These sneaky bastards. Right? Anything to get money out of you, man.
So this is the same guy. That's an actual quote. He's like, yeah, let's just make them pay $1 to reload.
Anything to get money out of you. And right? Then eventually people that are stubborn won't buy the game. They won't play it online. They won't do
Yep.
none of that stuff. They're like, I'm not paying $1 every so often to reload. I'm not doing that.
Right?
They can keep their online play. Then they'll lose money, and then they'll come back and say, "Oh, we're going to get rid of that policy of reloading. We're not going to charge you $1."
Right?
It's freaking it's crazy.
It
Blame
just it's
millennials.
it's important because it's the fact that a lot of these games have instituted business plans for monetizing the games in ways that are predatory and gambling at the very best, right? Especially for kids, and they're convincing their parents to pay for these things or even not telling them. There's like tons of stories of kids like racking up thousands of dollars in like Roblox or whatever.
Mm.
And it's just insane that they keep going in that predatory practice every single time just to take advantage of the community. And it sucks. It really sucks.
Yep.
But that's where we are. So we're gonna keep it short today. I want to go one more topic before we head out of here, guys, which is going to be talking about how often do you think about the Roman Empire? So apparently this is a trend that's been going on
How often do you
TikTok.
think about the Roman Empire?
More often lately than I would say ever before. That's a weird question. Wasn't expecting that one, but oddly enough, I was actually doing some research on the Roman Empire a few months ago, just making sure that we weren't. I was just making sure there's a lot of things going on here and around the world.
That's what I said.
Empires only have a certain amount of time that they can stay on top. So, I'm a historian over here. So just doing some research. That's all, okay. That's all. But where the hell did that question come from?
Because there's this TikTok where women are realizing that every man in their life spends time at least once a week thinking about the Roman Empire. And as a woman, it's just like, why, when, what? And so every man's like, yeah, I thought about it today. Yeah, I thought about it. And it's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Well, there you go. I thought about it too.
And it's not that we're thinking about we want to go back to Rome. We're thinking, like he said, on a historical factor,
Context,
right?
yeah.
In a historical context. Every great empire lasts, about 200 something years, usually.
Yep.
Every great empire. So the Roman Empire fell for a lot of the reasons. The West, mainly America, is failing in a lot of aspects of our country now. The same thing happened in the Roman Empire. So yeah, this is why we think about it, because we're starting to put two and two together. And honestly, I think America is Rome. I don't think Rome actually fell. I think America is Rome. The second Roman Empire.
Continuation of
it's a continuation of the Roman Empire. But our time is coming, so it's good. Think about it. Read history.
I just thought it was funny that there was a bunch of people that are like asking their significant others, like, "Hey, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?" And it's like, well, I wasn't thinking about it until you said it, but yeah, I think about it every like once in a while, at least once a week. You think about it. It's like I think about it for different reasons. Like Roman concrete being one of the big things is like, why can't we make anything good? Why do the roads suck? Why can the Roman roads last so long and we still can't make anything good that lasts?
Because it was never meant to last. This is why houses, man. My house is a little over 6 years old. I haven't had any major things happen, but little things happen here and there. You go back to the 80s or the 60s, and those houses last forever.
Yeah, that's true.
They last for years and years and decades. I mean, they just last. Now, there's houses that they make nowadays are all made out of wood. If a fire happens, you're done with your house. Back then, the houses are made out of brick, stone. If a fire happened, it wasn't affecting the house. So maybe we should go back to that. Maybe we need to go back to the dark ages. Maybe, we shouldn't have communication like we have now. And you would see a lot change because Americans wouldn't rely on these big businesses and these big corporations to build for them. I think a lot of people would go back to the old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Solar Flare 2023.
Right.
Don't forget.
So one of the things that I brought it up a second ago and bring it up again is like roadways came from Rome. Yeah, the width of the two horses behind. Yeah, I knew that. That's like why most of the width of railways are the same way as a cart's width. So that's where that comes from, and it's crazy.
Yeah, yes. And we're gonna go back to that. I honestly think, it's there is gonna be a reset, and there's gonna be a reset of everything.
Mhm.
And I think they know it's gonna happen. They're just trying to they're trying their hardest to keep it from happening, because the minute that happens, there will be no influence from anybody. So naturally, we would go back to that instinct of building and creating things, and we won't have limitations on things because we're not going to have any government officials around to tell us what to do.
Yep.
If you want to build on this land, build on this land. If you want to build your house out of brick, we don't need no inspector coming here telling me how to build my house. And I think
Mhm.
that's the way it needs to go back to. And I think our country will thrive without technology for a couple of
One
years.
one of the interesting things I heard recently was the thought that the reason why we're not building anything anymore is the fact that all of our creative energy has gone into video games, was one of
Yes,
the things somebody brought up. So people
technology.
are building these giant structures in video games, but we're not building them in the real world anymore. So like what it used to be is like a person's imagination would bring it to fruition and we would have these
Hmm.
giant buildings and temples and things like that, like in Rome, because they were taking their creative energy and they were building structures. And now we're not doing that anymore. We're building
No.
digital structures is what it is.
Yep. And they were building things that, like you said earlier, that are still around today, that are still standing.
Yeah.
And we just don't have that innovation anymore. I mean, you give this house another 30, 40 years, the house I live in, they're going to have to rebuild the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're not going to be around for generations and generations. And I think this is all planned. They don't want houses to last that long, because if they built stuff that will last, they would lose a lot of money. So they
Yeah.
can't build stuff that'll last. They build everything for convenience. But hey, there is a
That's
bonus
true.
topic. There
A
is a bonus.
$250,000 townhome with no inspection or builder's warranty. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so I know we're gonna get off soon because we got a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, that's my chihuahua in the back barking at air. But yeah, 1 cent cheeseburgers from Wendy's. I know I talked about it. You didn't know
Yep.
about this.
I did not know
So
about that.
it's
So
National Hamburger Day starting on the 18th. Wendy's is giving away 1 cent cheeseburgers, not giving away, but charging people 1 cent for cheeseburgers, and McDonald's is charging people 50 cents for a double cheeseburger, I think. But I know it's 50 cents. I don't know if it's a cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger.
I'm gonna look that up and see, make sure that's right.
And they're doing it for 4 days, which terrifies me because I'm not eating it.
Oh yeah, this is coming from today.
Yeah, you think
They're
I'm lying? Come on, dude. You know who you talking
well,
to?
you never know, man. It's the
You know
internet.
I go down. You know me.
Shit could be wrong.
No.
So Wendy's is selling junior bacon cheeseburgers for 1 cent for 4 days. Celebrate National Cheeseburger Day with a 1 cent burger from Wendy's
4 days. I
for
thought
4 days.
National Cheeseburger Day is on the 18th. Why 4 days?
It's a promo, I guess. They're
That's
trying
a
to
lot of.
move burgers.
No, it's not a moo burger. It's something else. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Razor Days it's made of bugs, I'm sure.
I'm telling you what it is. Here, you see, I'm a numbers guy, and I look at signs and everything going on in the universe.
Yeah.
So remember we talked about the Savage Patriots. The 23rd is supposed to be that comet, and
Right.
Revelations 12:1. All this stuff is adding up. What if all this meat is actually like tainted meat with the mRNA injection?
Gross.
So in order for it to get people to buy it, to take the mRNA, they put it in cheeseburgers and sell the cheeseburgers very cheap. 1 cent, man. 1 cent. Think about that. How much does a bacon double cheeseburger cost at Wendy's?
No, it's
got to be like $3, $4, maybe.
Maybe
a
like
little
$2.50,
more.
maybe. I have to look it up again.
Yeah. It costs about, let's give it $5 for a bacon double cheeseburger. Just a burger. They're selling it for 1 cent.
Gross.
They're not doing that because they care about cheeseburgers. They're not doing that because they care about you. There's something else involved in it. And the Simpsons talked about it. I forget what they said, but it was a Simpsons episode.
Just made of cat. Let's just say it's made of cat.
It's made of something. I think there's mRNA in it. I think that injection's in it, or whatever that mRNA crap nano shit's in there. Listen, you're laughing now. just listen to my theory. It's not going to sound funny.
I hear
All
the
right,
theory, and
so
it's just
people
like,
are going to eat it, right? Now listen, people are going to eat
okay.
this burger because a lot of people aren't taking the vaccinations. They've been already talking about putting mRNA technology in food. You remember that? Putting it in lettuce, putting it in food, injecting cows, injecting this. So they put it in these cheap cheeseburgers. They know a lot of Americans are going to line up and they're going to buy these cheeseburgers for $1. Oh, I can feed my whole family tonight all week. They're going to buy it, right?
Yeah.
October 4th. Guess what happens October 4th?
I don't know what happens October 4th.
A nationwide EBS test. Now, listen. You remember that movie? It was the British movie with the spies, and they were in that church, and that sound went off, and people started going crazy.
Yeah.
You remember that movie, right?
Yeah, the Kingsman.
So
Yeah.
here's the way my conspiracy brain thinks, and I don't want people to think like me. I just, this is the way it works for me. People buy these burgers and they eat tons of them for 4 days, 4 days straight. mRNA's in there, and they're just keeping these cheeseburgers. Nothing's going to happen when they eat them. But October 4th, when they set off that EBS and they're going to use certain tones and they're going to do beep, ooh, beep, people are going to go crazy, man. And I think there's going to be some zombie shit. I think
let's have our zombie burgers. Okay.
I'm just saying, I called it a zombie burger. I coined that on TikTok. I called it the zombie burger.
Zombie burger. Let's
zombie
bring
burger.
on the cheeseburger zombie virus. Yeah.
Facto, America, spread it. Do not fall for that trick.
Don't eat the cat burgers.
Everything is a rich man's trick. There is something mischievous behind a 1-cent burger and a 50-cent burger when the rest of the year they're selling it for $8, $9 in some places, and they're only selling it for 1 cent. Don't fall for it. There's some trickery in there.
I mean, I can attest to some of that because like some places, like including Taco Bell, have been caught with selling beef products that weren't actually beef. Exactly. They don't know what it was made of, but it wasn't beef.
Silly girl asked the question, how could lettuce even have salmonella? And they've been getting recalled on lettuce.
Yeah.
Because they're putting
things they're not supposed to.
Yep, they're putting stuff they're not supposed to in there. And they're putting that mRNA stuff in there, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're poisoning our food. And people have to understand this. We have to eat. Of course, we don't think about it, but we have to eat. They know this. So think about it. I mean, I'm not no one's daddy. I can be a daddy, though. I could be a dad. I'm not anyone's dad, but don't buy that burger. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, aluminum is used in a Faraday cage, but it's a little more complicated than that. It's part of it. There's tons of YouTube videos on Faraday cages you can look up and how to make them. For sure. Anyway,
you guys ain't got to take our word for it. Look it up yourself. We showed you the article. It's a real thing. It's really happening. Everything that we've talked about with the comet, it's really happening. Everything with Virgo, it's really happening on the 23rd. All that's happening. I'm just trying to put the signs and the symbols together. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd rather be wrong and be prepared than be right and not. Or I'd rather be wrong and be prepared than be wrong and not be prepared. Or right, not whatever. You know what I mean.
I'd rather be wrong and prepared than right and not.
Yeah, and right and not prepared.
Yeah. So that'll be it for us today. We got is Seven's Patriots on tomorrow. I think it is. It should be.
I won't. No. I think the show's canceled because I told him I'm moving, so he was like, "Oh, I guess we won't have a show."
Oh, okay. Well, I hadn't checked, so I guess stay tuned for that. We will be on when we're on next, I guess. There's a lot of changes going on recently. So we'll
should
just
be
keep doing what we're doing.
Hopefully everything works out.
You can check out some of the backlogs and get caught up on episodes.
Yeah.
Do that.
Go to our TikToks. I'm always posting stuff on there, so
I should do more TikTok, but my kid.
Go to my TikTok, the Bro Kid. Same name, Bro Kid. I'm the only. I should be the only one, but yeah, only have one account too. I don't have multiple accounts. There's only one account.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next week and on the Savage Patriots whenever we play next, either Monday or Wednesday or Friday. But there should be a Rumble show this Saturday coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Should be. We shall see. Anyway, we love you, America. We'll see you next time. And we're out.
War.